of jade stones with a special function. Staring at the precious object, Bai Yi thinks to himself that he has finally obtained it, revealing this was his true goal for unsealing the dungeon all along. After his victory, Bai Yi is showered with rewards. System notifications confirm his massive power increase. His nuclear warrior class is now D class level 13, and his cloud element mage class has reached D class level 11. While reviewing his new stats and holding the responsive jade stone, he notes with satisfaction that even his mage profession has advanced. His 1 against 100 title has also upgraded to one-man army, which now grants a 20% boost to all attributes and a 10% lifesteal effect when fighting alone. Meanwhile, Qi Yin walks silently through the cavern filled with the bodies of defeated monsters, still processing the incredible power she just witnessed. Bai Yi approaches her and calls her name. With a serious expression, he reminds her of her promise to keep what she saw a secret. Surprised, Qi Yin can only say, "Huh?" as a notification appears, showing she has also leveled up, reaching E-class level 7 in her flower element mage profession. Back at the academy, the massive energy surge from the broken seal has sent the staff into a panic. The teachers, including Bai Yi's homeroom teacher, are seen running frantically down the halls. The teacher exclaims they've never detected an energy surge this large before. As they rush towards the dungeon entrance, they run into Xiling, who is strolling calmly. The teacher confronts him, demanding to know why he isn't inside protecting the junior students. Before Xiling can answer, the teacher shouts that the seal has been broken and they don't have time to talk. He and the other staff members push past a shocked Xiling, hurrying to deal with the crisis. Left alone in the hallway, Xiling's feigned shock melts into a twisted, malicious grin. He begins to laugh, thinking to himself that payback has come much faster than he expected. The teachers burst into the dungeon cavern, frantically shouting Bai Yi's and Qi Yin's names. They stop dead when they find the two students standing perfectly safe and unharmed. The lead teacher can only stammer in confusion. Bai Yi calmly greets him, asking why they have come. The bewildered teacher looks past them to the main seal at the back of the cavern, which is completely intact. He wonders aloud if the monitoring equipment reported an error, relieved that the students are safe. The scene then shifts to Friday, May 29th, right before the end of the school day. Xiling is meeting with the green-haired vice-captain of the ultimate school team. With a smug grin, Xiling asks if the materials he has submitted are finally enough to secure the last open spot on the team. The vice-captain, however, smiles slyly and apologizes, informing Xiling that their captain has already chosen someone else. Xiling is stunned and enraged, demanding to know who was picked over him. He grabs the vice-captain, yelling that the spot was supposed to go to the most valuable person, and questioning if his own strength and background were not enough. Just then, a woman's voice from the doorway states that they have already found the most valuable person. A confident woman with brown hair, the captain of the team, enters the room with a smirk. A status window identifies her as Ling Yue, a golden lightning assassin of an unknown level. She comments that the student named Bai Yi is very interesting, revealing that he is the one who has captured her attention and earned the spot. The story shifts to Friday evening, May 29th, at an outdoor noodle stand. Inspector Chen Jinwu is sitting with Bai Yi's father, Bai Lingsheng. Chen Jinwu, smoking, warns Lingsheng not to cause any more trouble, reminding him he went to great lengths to get him released from prison early. While eating his noodles, Lingsheng casually confirms he understands, though his expression quickly darkens into a resentful glare when the inspector isn't looking. Chen Jinwu leans in, informing Lingsheng that he has heard Dean Hongliang will be arriving next Friday, and asks if he understands what that means. Lingsheng simply tells him to relax. Just then, Chen Jinwu's phone rings with a call from his superior. Annoyed, Chen Jinwu gets up to leave, telling Lingsheng he is heading back to the team and that Lingsheng should also go home soon. Watching the inspector walk away, Bai Lingsheng agrees that he will of course be going home soon. As he continues to eat, his face twists into a mask of pure rage, his eyes glowing red with menace as he thinks about returning home. A final message appears, foreshadowing that a fateful encounter is about to happen much sooner than expected. An informational panel then explains the legend of the responsive jade stone. It tells the story of the master of the fierce mammoth, who fell in love with a girl and created the magical teleporting jade stone as a gift for her. However, he soon fell for another girl and cruelly discarded both the original girl and the jade stone, leaving it behind in the dungeon. Upon returning to his old apartment, he finds it empty and grows even more furious, shouting and wondering where his wife and son have gone. In a violent outburst, he kicks a stool to the floor, screaming curses and enraged that they dared to hide from him. His fury intensifies as he vows that if he finds them, he will kill them both, punctuating his threat by shattering a mirror with his fist. Meanwhile, in the safety of their new apartment, Bai Yi gives his mother the responsive jade stone he got from the dungeon. He gives her one of the stones, set in a necklace, telling her she should always wear it. With a reassuring smile, he shows her that he has the other, identical stone. Bai Yi explains the stone's power. If she is ever in danger, she just needs to crush the stone, and he will sense it, allowing him to instantly come to her side. Taking her hands, he confesses he couldn't feel at ease leaving her alone without this safety measure. As his mother holds the necklace, Bai Yi reflects sadly on how she has never received jewelry or the simple joys a woman should have. His mother, concerned for him, gently suggests that he shouldn't spend his weekend just looking after her. She encourages him to go out and have fun with friends his age. Bai Yi smiles and tells her not to worry, saying he has no need for that. His answer doesn't reassure her. Instead, she looks worried and insists that everyone needs friends and important people in their life. Her words make him pause and fall silent. He turns away, pondering her question about important people. His thoughts drift to his past life, and a vision of his old Divine Core teammates, Ling Yue, Han Xiaoling, and Lucian, appears in his mind. A wave of sadness washes over him as he wonders if he will ever have the chance to meet them again in this new timeline. Late that night, at 11:58 p.m., Bai Yi stands before a wild D-class demon cave. He reflects that with the responsive jade stone now protecting his mother, he no longer has to be distracted by worry. This is another hidden demon cave he knows about from his past life, one that only opens for 1 hour each night between midnight and 1 a.m., giving him very little time. With his mother safe, he can now focus entirely on improving himself. With his dagger drawn, he resolutely steps into the demonic portal. As he enters, his mind flashes back to his previous life. He remembers that even after becoming a top-tier warrior, strong enough to face the D-class bloodflowers in this cave, he was still helpless to save his team. The painful memory of watching his comrades die resurfaces. His mother's words about needing friends echo in his thoughts, but the memory of betrayal makes him bitterly question the idea. Channeling his pain into determination, he leaps into action, striking down one of the monstrous plant-like creatures. With a swift series of slices, he defeats the bloodflower. A system notification confirms the kill, awarding him 260 experience points and 3 bloodflower petals. As he collects his loot, he defiantly dismisses the need for friends, thinking they only brought him pain in the end. Bai Yi thinks about how useless his past efforts were. He realizes that no matter how strong he became, if the gods simply wished it, he and his team were doomed. He channels this frustration into his fight, dodging a powerful attack from one of the massive creatures with a burst of speed that shatters the ground. He remembers how, despite all their power, they were left with nothing, not even a proper burial. This anger fuels a swift, critical strike against the monster. As he lands, a notification confirms his kill and the experience gained, reinforcing his conviction. He must become stronger. He pushes himself to move faster, weaving through a horde of demonic tendrils. He grits his teeth, determined to become stronger than everyone else, even as he is swarmed and bitten by multiple creatures. Despite the pain, his gaze remains sharp and fiercely determined. He unleashes a furious counterattack, a whirlwind of slashes that cuts down the surrounding monsters, with notifications of his kills and experience flashing rapidly. Bloodied and battered, with a monster's tentacle between his teeth, he resolves that he must fight with his life on the line, looting corpse toxin from his kills. His thoughts turn to his current weakness. He realizes that right now he is far too weak, not even strong enough to defeat his own father, Bai Lingsheng. He then thinks of the greater threats ahead, like the talented traitor from his past life. Wiping the blood from his mouth, he comes to a solemn realization. He understands there are no shortcuts or easy paths for him. He must stand his ground and face every single enemy without avoidance. With this renewed resolve, he stands firm before a seemingly endless horde of monsters, ready to fight his way through them all. Standing before the overwhelming horde of demonic monsters, Bai Yi prepares to unleash his full power. He activates his ultimate skill, Sanctuary, swinging his dagger with incredible force. A devastating wave of golden energy erupts from his blade, engulfing the creatures as they roar in pain. The powerful attack instantly destroys the swarm, and a flood of notifications confirms his kills, awarding him hundreds of experience points for each defeated bloodflower and corpse orchid. After the immense attack, Bai Yi lands, his body still covered in golden flames as he pants from the effort. Bloodied but determined, he glances at the time and realizes the demon cave entrance will close in just 20 minutes. Looking across the cleared area, his eyes lock onto the dungeon's leader. He knows he must hurry and defeat the boss before his time runs out. On Saturday, May 30th, at 12:39 a.m., Bai Yi stands before the final boss of the dungeon, a massive, wood-like creature. Surrounded by a powerful green aura, he holds his weapon ready and declares that it is the monster's turn to face him. To his surprise, the boss doesn't react as expected. Instead, it leaps away with incredible speed, disappearing in a blur of green light. The creature, a level 20 D-class lord named Ye Wuren, reappears and launches a fierce attack, forcing a surprised Bai Yi to dodge. Recovering quickly, Bai Yi swings his own weapon in a powerful counterattack, cleanly slicing off one of the monster's arms. However, his victory is brief. The boss remains calm and gathers green energy in its remaining hand. It activates a self-healing skill, and Bai Yi watches in shock as the severed arm completely regenerates in seconds. He can't believe its incredible regenerative ability. Before he can process this, Ye Wuren slams its fist into the ground, causing many sharp, vine-like tendrils to erupt from the earth. Despite the boss's regeneration and the erupting tendrils, Bai Yi turns to face the creature with a calm expression. However, his confidence is shattered when the blood-flower monsters he had defeated begin to rise from the ground, roaring back to life. He watches in disbelief as the resurrected beasts charge toward him, wondering how they could be standing again. He knows a D-class lord shouldn't be able to resurrect its minions, and this strange development puts him on edge. While his attention is focused on the charging horde, a shadowy whip-like attack lashes out from his blind spot. His eyes widen in shock as the attack hits him, piercing clean through his side in a spray of blood. The force of the blow sends him stumbling backward, impaled by the dark tendril. As he struggles, he realizes the horrifying truth. A second, almost identical lord has appeared. A system notification identifies this new monster as Chi Wuren, the twin brother of Ye Wuren, another level 20 D-class lord. Bai Yi grits his teeth in pain, realizing he's facing two bosses at once. The two twin lords now stand together: Ye Wuren, the green one, fully recovered, and Chi Wuren, the purple one, who just ambushed him. Faced with this impossible situation, bloodied and cornered, Bai Yi's expression hardens, his eyes glowing with fierce, unyielding determination. Trapped inside the hidden dungeon, Bai Yi's time runs out. At 12:59 a.m. on Saturday, the demonic portal begins to destabilize. A moment later, at 1 a.m., the entrance to the demon cave slams shut, leaving him trapped inside with no way out. Later that day, Saturday, May 30th, at 6 p.m., a heavy rainstorm rages outside. Inside the new apartment, Bai Yi's mother paces anxiously, staring out the window. She worries that she hasn't seen her son all day and that he hasn't responded to her messages or calls. Fearing he has gone to a dangerous place again, she decides she must go find him. She leaves the apartment and heads out into the stormy night. A menacing figure has been waiting. A voice sneers, commenting on how well she and her son have been doing. The source is revealed to be Bai Ling Sheng, who drops empty liquor bottles on the wet pavement. He stands soaked in the rain, consumed by fury, muttering about how they dared to rent a new apartment behind his back. As lightning flashes, he stares up at the building with contempt, remarking that they found a nice place. His face is a mask of pure, unhinged rage, his eyes glowing with malice. Meanwhile, Bai Yi's mother passes through the building's security gate and steps outside. She suddenly freezes, a sense of dread washing over her as she clutches the responsive jade stone around her neck. Her eyes widen in terror as she realizes she is in grave danger. Back in the sealed demon cave, Bai Yi is exhausted but still fighting. He pants, gripping his large blade, thinking that this is the fifth wave of monsters. No matter how many times he cuts them down, they just keep getting back up. As another resurrected bloodflower attacks, he slashes through it, but the system notifications now show he is only gaining a single experience point per kill. He quickly realizes that repeatedly killing these monsters is pointless, as it yields no experience or items. With this understanding, he concludes he must find and destroy the source of their endless regeneration. His eyes turn to the two glowing D-class lords, Ye Wuren and Chi Wuren, identifying them as the source. The regenerative power is flowing from the bosses themselves. With a new strategy, Bai Yi ignores the resurrected horde. He becomes a blur of motion, speeding past the lesser monsters and charging directly at one of the twin lords, Chi Wuren, to end the battle. With intense focus, Bai Yi zeroes in on his target. He lunges and drives his blade deep into Qi Warren's body, landing several powerful stabs that cause the monster to crack and shatter. However, his attack is useless. He watches as the Lord's wounds seal up and its body regenerates completely in a flash of green light. He realizes the problem. The other twin lord, Ye Warren, is channeling a healing ability, constantly restoring its brother. Bai Yi recalls that the other twin also healed instantly, even after he cut off its head. He notes how overpowered this ability is, beyond what even an S-class healer could achieve. This makes him wonder what the source of their power is, questioning if they are drawing healing power from a hidden source. Before he can think further, one of the lords vanishes and reappears beside him to strike. Using his combat experience, Bai Yi perfectly blocks the punch with the parry skill, nullifying the damage. He immediately follows with a powerful counterattack, slashing upwards. As he lands the counter, Bai Yi notices something strange. The boss has begun to learn and copy his own combat moves. After his counterattack, Bai Yi faces one of the twin lords, Ye Warren. To his surprise, the monster speaks, saying that Bai Yi is very strong. The other twin appears, and both bosses ready themselves for the next phase. However, Bai Yi's expression changes. He has noticed something crucial, his gaze fixed beyond the bosses, and thinks to himself that he has finally found it. A confident smirk spreads across his face as his weapon glows. He realizes that in a flower-type demon cave like this, the massive trees are the energy center. Ignoring the boss, he rushes towards one of the large, glowing trees in the background. As he passes the surprised boss, he swiftly slices off its arm. He now understands the boss's incredible healing is only possible because of the power from these trees. The boss looks in shock at its severed limb, which for the first time is not regenerating, and cries out in disbelief. Bai Yi's new strategy is clear. He must cut the boss's connection to their power source by cutting down the enchanted trees. He unleashes a powerful slash that cuts through a massive trunk. Bai Yi knows that once their power source is gone, he will finally be able to kill them.
Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next video.